The Bitcoin supply that has been inactive for a year has just hit a record high of 70%. And so in this video, we're going to be looking at why it appears that Bitcoin holders are not planning on offloading inventory at these price levels or anytime soon. Today's episode is sponsored by Cake Wallet, where you can send, receive, and even exchange your crypto right from within the wallet. Cake Wallet is open source and non-custodial, so you control your own private keys, available today on iOS, macOS, Android, and Linux. And StealthEX, a privacy-centric crypto exchange which enables you to make crypto-to-crypto exchanges anonymously. Good evening everybody, and a warm welcome again back to the latest episode of Enter Crypto with me, Chris Kenyon. Now in today's video we're going to be talking about the Bitcoin supply that has been inactive for a year, as this has now hit a record high of 70%. So let's, as always, read through this article quickly and then we'll comment after. So the percentage of Bitcoin circulating supply that was last active on-chain at least a year ago has reached a record high of 70%, surpassing the previous peak of 69.3% in July. And this is according to data tracked by blockchain analytics firm Glassnode. The new lifetime high reflects a strong belief from Bitcoin's holder base in the wake of crypto-wide contagion and macro headwinds after its all-time highs in 2021, according to Reflexivity Research. The percentage of supply that has not moved on-chain in 2, 3, and 5 years is also at their respective lifetime highs, and it shows long-term investors are in no mood to sell even after Bitcoin has more than doubled to 37k this year. While higher prices will ultimately incentivize new sellers, with Bitcoin up over 100% in the same time period, it appears that Bitcoin holders are not planning on offloading inventory at these price levels or anytime soon, Reflexivity Research said in a note to clients. These metrics, however, may not paint an accurate picture once the financialization of Bitcoin through alternative investment vehicles like spot-based exchange-traded funds and cash-settled futures gathers pace. For instance, in the ETF case, an issuer, with the help of the authorized participant, will pool the crypto and move it to custody where it sits idle or inactive. However, investors will still take bullish, bearish trades on an exchange through the ETF units. So this is always an interesting metric to look at, and one of the reasons for that is that I think it basically represents how people view Bitcoin and how they've been viewing it over the mid to long term. And it's basically saying that people are investing in this, on a long-term basis. They're putting it away, they're not speculating on it in the short term, and they're basically buying it, they're putting it into cold storage, and they're just forgetting about it. Which means, and I don't mean like actually forgetting about it and then never to think about it ever again, but I just mean that they're not thinking about selling it anytime soon, and certainly in the last 12 months. And so that is a really bullish narrative for Bitcoin. That is a really positive way to think about it, where you just buy Bitcoin. And I've seen people, and I've heard people on Twitter talk about buying Bitcoin for their kids, much like you would with gold, buying it for their even their grandkids. They've got newborn grandkids, and they've bought Bitcoin for that baby for when he gets older or she gets older. And so, if you're thinking that Bitcoin is going to be around, if you're doing that, if you're doing that type of thing, then you obviously think it's going to be around in 50 years or 60 years. And people are also completely convinced that in 50 or 60 years, that if Bitcoin is still around, which I think it will be, that it will be significantly higher. And I think that is just, that's almost a given. It may not be higher in terms of purchasing power, but it will certainly be higher in terms of dollar value if the dollar is even still around in 50 or 60 years. I certainly think there's way more chance that Bitcoin will be around in 50 years than the US dollar will be. And so this metric is mostly about how people are viewing Bitcoin, because it's a good measurement for how people are behaving. And if people are not moving Bitcoin, or the more people each year are not moving their Bitcoin for the last 12 months or longer, then that's obviously a really good thing, and it means that people believe in Bitcoin long term. And they're not here to just speculate, short term, just buy it today and sell it tomorrow if it goes up. It means that if it goes up, people are still not selling it, they're still going to keep it, for longer than a year, which is great. And that type of thinking, that type of long-term savings type thinking is something that gold's always had. And it's a really positive thing for crypto, Bitcoin in particular. And it instills a huge amount of confidence in in this particular asset. So really great news. I love reading things like this. As always, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment below. And I'll see you all tomorrow evening. Take care.